The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
Yo, that's manifestation, okay? We wanted Elias Pettersson to step up, and what happened? The dude stepped up, okay? You cannot trade. Are they calling him Big D? Like, what are they calling this guy? Anyways, Elias Pettersson, that guy was crazy today. What a game. 3-0 win, tied with the Calgary Flames. It's Christmas in February, okay? Happy Valentine's Day. Let's do this. Locked on Canucks.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
People, we back doing this. And that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks. My name's Kyle Bowen. More importantly, that's the second best dad in the world.
Yes.
We're being friends in public right now, and we just witnessed that. And you're about to witness this, okay? Locked On Canucks, the show that gives you your Canucks every day. Hit the like button, subscribe to the network, the channel, and one love to the Don't Do's Art Lab. But again, one love to Elias Pettersson. Which Pettersson ripped it up today? Because again, the people have been asking for this, including Calder Kid PD, right? Calder Kid PD has been wanting and telling us that don't worry, Elias Pettersson is going to be back and going to do his thing and get us a win. And bro, Elias Pettersson, all jokes aside, that was impressive. That was probably one of the most impressive rookie performances I've seen in quite some time.
We've been waiting for this, Kyle. We've been waiting for this. The rise of Elias Pettersson. And he showed up tonight, man. He showed up today in a huge way. And it's I think this management group is thinking differently about this defense. And people might say it was 4 NHL games. It's too early to jump to conclusions, but look at this guy in the AHL too, and he's been rock solid down in the AHL. And again, throwing the body around tonight, saves a goal. I mean, he was 4th overall at even strength in terms of ice time among defensemen tonight. Like DPD very quickly is ascending on this D chart ahead of Carson Soucy, most notably. Mm-hmm. And man, oh man, it's waiting for Elias Pettersson to show up. And like, what are the odds for the Vancouver Canucks, right? With everything with Elias Pettersson, JT Miller. JT Miller's long gone. And we're waiting for Elias Pettersson to show up, and another guy named Elias Pettersson shows up tonight.
What the hell?
It's being a Canucks fan is one of the wildest experiences you can have in life.
This is an episode of Black Mirror, okay? Straight up. It makes absolutely no sense. And I know we're gonna conversate about, like, again, the mystery of this and the aura of Elias Pettersson just in general, because I feel as if he has a lot of individuality to him. I think he has a little bit of Nikita Zadorov to him too. Again, we'll get more onto him, but just in general, like this season has been so bizarre, and just to focus on the good, and not just the good, but the real good, dude. I think the Canucks have been, again, real good ever since that game against Washington, and that was like 9 days ago, and they played a lot of hockey, and like maybe there's a base here. They've won 4 of their last 6. They've collected points in 5 of their last 6. And again, you just look at the way they played. You can make an argument that outside of those 2 periods against Nashville, a game that they won, ironically, this team could be 6-0.
Well, I think one of the most encouraging things is the fact that it's been 3 games since the JT Miller trade. And this is their first win since that trade, but they have been the better team in all 3 of those games. And they've done it, again, without the services, at least at the superstar level, of their supposed star player. I know, try not to go negative.
Quinn Hughes?
Yeah, well, there's that too. But obviously we talk about Elias Pettersson. I'm trying not to go there, man. I'm trying not to do it. But again, look, this team has been the better team on the ice for 3 games since they traded away a guy who had 100 points last season. And again, they're doing it with the depth of their lineup. And again, we're absolutely pumping DPD's tires here. But Marcus Pettersson with a good game tonight. Mm-hmm. Philip Hedl, 20-42, I think, of ice time. That leads all Canucks forwards. I know that would be a career high for him because his career high was set in his first game with the Vancouver Canucks. Again, I think Kiefer Sherwood had a strong game tonight too. You know, Niels Höglander made the most of his minutes. DeBrusk steps up with the goal.
Linus Karlsson.
Hey,
while we're doing this, we might as well just
there we go.
Segment,
okay, let's go. Good. Let's do
it.
Okay,
5 minutes for report cards. Okay, here on Locked On Canucks. Okay, we're here. We're both connected. We're both getting close. If you're on the YouTube side, again, you're seeing the friendly nature of Kyle Bound and Trevor Beggs. We're human beings. We're homies. This is real life. And we watched the game together tonight. And we watch all these players play games. And Trevor, let's just speed through this. Let's actually try to doing this in 5 minutes. Okay, let's grade each player on the Vancouver Canucks in this game against the Avalanche. Start with Brock Besser. I'm giving him a B.
Yeah, I would almost go A- tonight. I thought that line
Okay.
again, talking like them the most, the one with Hedel, Besser, and O'Connor, which seemed like a weird mix, but they had some juice for most of the game once they were put together.
Okay. I'm giving him a B because I just want to execute more. I know he scored a goal today. Maybe some people are going to be in the, oh my God, he scored a goal. Relax. It's like, yo, there's some plays being missed. Okay. Anyways, Carson Soucy, the dude with twins, the dude who was supposed to be a healthy scratch, plays tonight. I'm giving him a B2.
B-.
Okay, there you go. Connor Garland. Okay, I thought Connor Garland played well today, but apparently Rick Tocchet didn't. I'm giving Connor Garland a B as well.
Yeah, I would say B+. I thought Garland had some fire to his game, had a couple turnovers there pucks that he retrieved from the Colorado Avalanche. Interesting. He only had 13:45 of ice time.
That's what I was
he was one of the lowest. It was Elias Pettersson, Connor Garland, Linus Karlsson, and Nils Höglander with the lowest 4 forwards in terms of ice time tonight for the Canucks.
Wow. Okay, well, again, it is what it is. We got the win, okay? Philip Hronek, before the game started, I'm like, yo, you know who's one player that's lucky that Pettersson and Miller got a divorce and like the Brock Besser contract and whatnot, and now there's like this Quinn Hughes injury. There's been a lot of noise, okay? I know Philip Hronek's been hurt for a while, but again, I feel like he's been getting away with it just a bit, and well, what did he do? He shoved it up my rear end. A really strong game for a really good defenseman. I'm a big Philip Hronek fan. I just want to see some more offense, and we saw that today.
I'm giving him an A.
Yeah, I'm giving him an A too. Okay, Drew O'Connor,
A-.
B+. Niels Höglander, I'm gonna give him a B+. I like the tenacity, man.
Yeah, I'm giving him A-. I think the fact that he went right away and cross-checked Miles Wood for spearing Linus Karlsson there, like you needed someone to step up in that moment. Höglander caught it and stepped up.
Niels Höglander, man, size does not matter. Trust me, I'm 31 and a half years old.
And drew the penalty on that play too. Like that was just a
size doesn't
play.
matter, man. So all about confidence and kiss your girl in the forehead. They like that too. Okay. Pius Suter. I'm always giving this guy a B+. Man.
Yeah, B+. Yeah.
Okay. D. Petey. Elias
A+.
Pettersson.
It's A+ Petey. A+ Petey.
Okay. Is this legit though? Is this legit? Like, is it like Detroit doing it against Detroit is one thing, and that's playing with confidence. Like, how come he's already playing like he's played 100 games? You know what I'm saying? He's not playing it safe. We saw when like guys like Archie Baines gets called up. You know how safe he plays it? Yeah. Like he's like playing not to make a mistake, whereas DPD is like, I'm just that guy. I'm just that good. He's already comfortable. And I mean, he did that against the Colorado Avalanche, and he did a whole lot. Like he's even trying to get offensively involved, but more noticeably so, the physicality was just there today, man. Like, you know, the Canucks fans, Canadian fans, we like that, man.
Well, yeah, at even strength tonight, there were 5 Canucks who had 3 scoring chances at even strength, and DPD was of those 5 Canucks.
What?
Like, not only was he throwing the body, he had 3 scoring chances at even strength, according to Patrick. So
unreal. Okay,
he was all over this tonight.
I believe it. Okay, more on him later, and I know the comments are going to go off about DPD. Let us know, like, is this legit, or is this just a little I don't know, like, is he running on the adrenaline? Okay, is he smoking that adrenaline right now? Anyways, Derek Forbert, I'm gonna give him a B as well.
C.
Marcus Pettersson, okay? Marcus Pettersson, Frank Saravelli's like, yo, this guy sucks. I'm paraphrasing, but he said, yo, Marcus Pettersson and the Vancouver Canucks are a joke. I wouldn't, Frank Saravelli, I'm paraphrasing. This is just what I heard, okay? I don't know. Sometimes I hear different things. I listen with fire in my eardrums, okay? Frank Saravelli is like, yo, I wouldn't give a 9th round pick for Marcus Pettersson. And we gave an unprotected 1st round pick for him. And, dude, I think the Canucks made the right choice after 2 games.
Yeah, Frank, have another donut. Elias Pettersson, C+ for him tonight. Believe it or not.
Elias Pettersson, you didn't even grade Marcus Pettersson. You just went straight to Elias.
No,
Pettersson.
I gave Marcus Pettersson A-.
I see what you did there. Okay, look at us right here. Who's the darkest guy on the program? This guy doesn't even grade Marcus. I didn't even hear it. Goes straight to Elias Pettersson and gives him a C+. I'm giving him a C+ too. Kiefer Sherwood, A+.
Oh wow, okay. I was saying B+.
I just like the tenacity, bro. I just like you just a little mean out there finishing his checks. That check on McKinnon. I like it, man. Teddy Bluger, again, had a glorious chance at the beginning of the game to score a goal. I feel like I'm always giving Teddy Bluger a B or a B+ too. So yeah, it's one or the other.
B for Bluger, B- for Tyler Myers. Philip Hedel, I'm giving an A. I mean, didn't score tonight, but had lots of chances. Flying all over the ice again. And again, when I look at the ice time among forwards, I mean, the 2 things that stand out to me are Garland playing less than 14 minutes. I find that really odd. But Philip Hedel playing 20:45 or 20:42, and Elias Pettersson playing under 18 minutes tonight. Philip Hedl was the number one forward, or the number one forward, but also the number one center for the Canucks tonight.
Go check out our previous episode that we dropped earlier today. We talked about Philip Hedl looking a lot like Martin Necas, and you can't tell me after watching tonight that comparison isn't rock hard, rock solid. Ricky, Uncle Ricky, you got that one right. Okay, Philip Hedl, I give him an A2. He's our best center. He's our best offensive player center right now. One of our best offensive players. Jake DeBrusk, Dakota Joshua, Linus Karlsson, Kevin Lankin, and Thatcher Demko. You know what? Just take an A+. You know, let's just move on, okay? Let's get to some comments. That was 5 minutes for report cards. It's never really 5 minutes, okay? Oh, we did it in 5 minutes?
Yeah, come on, Kyle. That was like 5 minutes and 20 seconds.
No, wait, great, man. Yo, we're doing this, man. Okay, that's what happens when you stand by your country. Speaking of which, I don't know if you know this, Trevor, but did anyone boo the anthem tonight? The American anthem? I don't know if they did.
No idea.
I hope they did.
I got here like 3 minutes after puck drop, so I'm not sure.
The other day, the city kind of booed the anthem while there was a female singing on a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Canada, man, we've lost our identity, okay? We're trying to find it. I don't know. Anyways, you know how I'm trying to support Canada? I ordered some pizza tonight. Local, I think Uncle Fatty's is a Canadian business. I also ordered the Canadian pizza, and I don't even eat pork. But this country needs some more nationality and some identity. Instead of booing another national anthem, I'm just gonna eat some Canadian pizza. I don't even eat pork, but for Canada, I ate pork today. So Trevor, am I Canadian?
Well, I think you are, but I'm waiting for your next take because I'm curious if you think the Canucks defense is not going to be Canadian enough in their prime. Because
whoa, Don Cherry over here. Don Cherry over here.
Think about the future of the Vancouver Canucks now. So Carson Soucy, I think, is firmly on the block because I think on the left side, you have Quinn Hughes. You probably have Marcus Pettersson once he resigns. You have Elias Pettersson on defense on the right side, on the left side, I should say. And then going forward on the right side, you got Philip Hronek. You got Tom Willander coming, and you got Tyler Myers probably here for another couple of years. The defense is starting to look kind of set, and it looks pretty darn good if everyone's healthy right now. And if Willander and DPD can live up to the potential.
Trevor, it's been a couple games. You smoking that D. That D's up your mouth like you smoking it.
Big D. That's the new nickname. That's the nickname he didn't want to get out.
Just relax. It's still early. But hey, what I will say, again, look at what they did against Detroit. They allowed less than 18 shots. I know Detroit played the night before, but still, that's pretty impressive when you're inserting Noah Juulsen and Marcus Pettersson. Like Pettersson just got there, and then you don't have Quinn Hughes, and they did that. And then today, I know they allowed 25 shots, and yes, Colorado had a couple posts in the beginning of the game, but I think technically speaking, I feel as if their sticks were in the right places. Like they were kind of in sync. They were playing connected as a decor, and yeah, last time I checked, Quinn Hughes didn't play again. Yeah,
I know, 100%, right? And again, this defense made it work tonight without Quinn Hughes, which is pretty remarkable, especially against his Avs team. And look, I think on the Avs tonight, the lack of depth did show. I mean, sure, they made the trade for Rantanen, but it felt like when you watched that game tonight, they basically just swapped out Necas for Rantanen, right? It wasn't like they made the team deeper. And I know they're missing guys on defense right now. And, Devon Taves played, 34 minutes tonight or something crazy like that. But it does up front kind of seem like Makar, Necas, and McKinnon, right? So
yeah,
it doesn't seem like a deep team, but it's still a good team overall. They had their chance today. And Thatcher Demko, we haven't even mentioned Thatcher Demko games.
So much, okay.
Punch, but I know 3 posts in the first period, and we've got to mention that too. But Thatcher Demko played a hell of a game for the Vancouver Canucks tonight, and 2 big wins against Colorado this season on home ice.
Bro, and I know we'll get to more of Demko after the commercial break, but we're again. Elias Pettersson finally came through for the Vancouver Canucks. Boom, bam. You know what we're getting at, okay? We've been demanding superstars outside of Quinn Hughes to help this team pick up 2 points. And Colorado didn't play their best game, but they probably had one of their best shifts of the season. That didn't equate to a goal. And there was our superstar named Thatcher Demko making sure the score didn't get to 1-1. In the second period. That was an amazing shift, and DPD made a great play on that shift as well. But Demko made a couple big saves, and again, those are the superstar moments that we need more out of players not named Quinn Hughes. And who knows how long Quinn Hughes is out for, man? That's all I'm saying. Anyways, we'll talk more about Demko because I feel like his leadership. We got to bring it up again. His leadership is so needed right now for this team, and you can't be the leader if you're the backup. I'm sorry. It's that's actually impossible. You got to be playing games and going in the trenches for that team if you want to be a leader. And maybe it's really important for Demko again to be the starter or just, get every second start. Screw it. We'll talk more about DPD as well. and anything else Trevor wants to talk about and these comments. Okay, but first we got to shout out FanDuel and talk about the Super Bowl, man. Anyways, you're listening to Locked On Canucks. We're tied with the Calgary Flames. Give yourself an applause and order a hot dog and eat that hot dog. Eat some pizza, okay? Drink some orange juice. It is what it is. Okay. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Yes, FanDuel is here. So is Super Bowl 59. Trevor, man, did you see the media availability for all these Super Bowl participants and how many reporters were asking Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce how much they appreciated the referees and who their favorite referees were? Did you hear that?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, and Travis Kelce called the people out.
No way.
That's life, man. That's life. Hey, we're in the entertainment industry, okay? Anyways, the Super Bowl is
Chiefs
here.
to win right now. Let's go.
Chiefs to win?
Yeah.
Is it because you cheer for the Seahawks and the Eagles are another bird in the conference?
No,
like that's how petty you are?
actually, I know more Eagles fans than Chiefs fans, but
okay, you hate your friends. Okay, so it's one game again. One game, two teams, endless possibilities, and there's no better way to make every play more exciting than with FanDuel. The sports book that comes out of the US of A, okay? Whether it's predicting the first touchdown or calling the MVP or even betting on the coin toss, Gatorade, etc. FanDuel makes it easy to get in on the action with live betting all game long. You can adjust your bets as the game unfolds to feel the thrill from kickoff to the final whistle. All right? That's something else. And remember, this is the kicker, okay? I don't know. Actually, can I name both kickers? Buckner and what's the guy?
Harrison Butker.
And
who's the Eagles?
He's good. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Jake Elliott.
There you go. Okay. This is the other kicker. Okay. If you place a $5 bet, if you're a new customer and you win, what happens? You get $200 in bonus bets. Are you serious? Okay. Download FanDuel.com to get started and bet just $5. And if you win, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. That's FanDuel.com. Bet with FanDuel, official partner of Super Bowl 59, man. We getting old, bro. Okay. We back doing this, and that's feeling victorious, feeling happy, feeling hard. But, bro, it gets the blood going. At 31 and a half years old, you got to take whatever you can get. I'm sorry, man.
A Canucks shutout is my Viagra.
Bro, I wish I lived with my girl. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been a while, dude. I like to feel good. I like to feel good. You know, when I'm on a losing streak, I'm not confident, and everyone suffers. I think the listeners can attest to that too, okay? Now, speaking of the listeners, let's get to some comments here on Locked On Canucks. Okay, how about this comment from Shane David, okay? Where's the people who are saying that we got nothing for Miller? My name's Kyle Bowen, and I'm one of those guys, okay?
Is anyone saying that we got nothing for Miller?
Dude,
I feel like people. Feel like people are saying we lost the trade, but is anyone saying we got nothing for Miller? I don't really feel like that's the case for the most part.
But I think based on my emotions, I was giving off that energy that we got nothing. But I said it the day after, you know, like the way I reacted to the Miller trade this time around was the exact same way I reacted when we got Miller from Tampa Bay. So I'm down to be wrong. They call me Wrong Boy Bowen, okay? It is what it is. I'm just emotional. And, bro, if you're playing on the West Coast and you're playing for the blue and the green or the black and the orange and the yellow and the red, I'm down for you to prove me wrong.
Yeah, well, I like this here coming from Sir Woschenheim III saying, we won the Miller trade. And we're making bold proclamations about Elias Pettersson tonight. I like making bold proclamations. Kyle, I know I looked pretty sad after the JT Miller trade on our reaction episode. I had a fucking I had a swollen lip from the dentist, and I don't know, I was in a bad mood, man. I wasn't feeling good about the trade, but here we were a couple days later. Philip Hedl leading the Canucks team in ice time, looking like a threat every time he's on the ice, and that's enough to make me feel differently about this trade. I mean, and Marcus Pettersson too. Like, like the Philip Hronek, Bo Horvat thing, Marcus Pettersson is always going to be linked to this trade. And again, early returns right now, but he looks as advertised with the Vancouver Canucks.
Oh, 100%. And Marcus Pettersson looking good, Drew O'Connor looking good, and again, just to touch on Philip Hedl some more. Come on, I'm already in love with him. I already got an emotional attachment to him. Okay, no, don't play the saxophone button. Let's not get. It's just about he's playing the blue and green. Like when he got hit a couple times in the third period, I was already reacting like he's been a Canuck for 15 years. Yeah. I was like, don't touch this guy. You know what I'm saying? I was emotional. Yeah. So you hear like the word on the street that this guy's like one hit away from never playing the game again. I don't believe that, but the media gets in your head, the propaganda, you start smoking that. Like it's just what's in your mind. And yeah, I just think the Canucks need Filipino. Like they actually desperately need Filipino.
Well, and I think it's a fair concern, right? Like when you look at the way he plays, I mean, he skates hard. He's not afraid to go to the dirty areas. And you saw it on that one shift. I don't know if it was the third or towards the end of the second, but he got clobbered twice. And you're going like, oh, man, is he going to be okay? So the way he plays, it does give you some concern if he's going to be able to stay healthy. But, I mean, man, oh, man, I think if you're a Canucks fan, it's just – it's the deal with sports in general. He's going to hope and pray sometimes. Hope and pray for the return of a superstar and hope and pray for the health of Filipino. But that Czech connection tonight, Filip Hronek and Filipino, a couple Czech guys, both named Philip. The Canucks are trying to collect guys named Pettersson and guys named Philip from the Czech Republic. So if there's more of those in the NHL, I think the Canucks will probably use them.
Yeah, come on, guys. Like how can we actually get excited for this tournament coming up when the Czech Republic are not even involved, and when Filipino's like the third best player in hockey? Like
someone didn't mention either. We were comparing Hedl to Nakash today. Both Czech guys from the Czech Republic.
There you go, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Come on. One other thing I want to touch on, and the comments, like, please go off on this point too, because I think it actually matters. It was good to see how, again, connected this team's looked over the last 3 games post JT Miller. I mean, this is like alpha leader, as Tyler Myers was saying. There's nobody who held a bigger group on the leadership in this room than JT Miller. This guy goes, and this team's played 3 really strong games, and they've also defended each other pretty well in those 3 games too.
And then done it without Quinn Hughes for 2 of those games.
Yeah, and outside of just like the technical side of being defensive, how about just like the physical nature of it too? Like tonight, the boys played for each other. They defended each other the whole way through, whether it be Höglander, going after Wood, or Miles Wood or whatever after he pokes Carlson in the dick, or when it's the guy Miles Wood going after Pettersson defends Garland for being kind of slew-footed. Yeah, it's just like, come on, the rookies doing that. That's what I like. That's identity, and we've been dying for not only this team to play with more offense based on the fact that there were some superstars on this team like Miller, Pettersson, etc. Like, yo, can you guys do something to help Quinn Hughes out? Can you guys bring that star power out? Yeah, we've been demanding that, but bro, I've been equally as demanding this team showing some fight and actually looking like brothers out there.
Yeah, and this team absolutely needs that after everything that's gone on so far this season. And again, you're seeing it like lines 1 through 4 for the most part right now. I mean, everyone seems to be stepping up in their own way. And I don't want to look too far ahead because we got a couple of days now until they play the Leafs, and they're still going to play the Sharks on Thursday. But they got a chance here to really go into the 4 Nations with some momentum. And again, to be able to do that without Elias Pettersson going full throttle, without Quinn Hughes even in the lineup, is an impressive thing. And Kyle, you mentioned it, points in 5 of the last 6 games. The Sharks game on Thursday is absolutely winnable. And you go back to Rogers Arena on Saturday against the Leafs. The Leafs are also a beatable team. The Canucks showed that they can beat the Leafs when they played them at whatever it is called now, the old Air Canada Center, Scotiabank Center, or whatever.
Yep.
But the Leafs right now kind of remind me of the Canucks last year. They're not shooting the puck a ton, but they're getting good enough defense and they're getting opportunistic goal scoring. So they do kind of feel like the Canucks beat last season. A good team, but certainly not a team that's unbeatable, especially the Canucks can bring the work ethic that they brought the last couple of games.
Yeah, man. It's again, like the bare minimum, I think we want to see as Canucks fans. And I'd love to, like, again, get an honest answer from the people. Like, what was more hurtful during the first half of the season? And like, hurtful might be such a strong word. I'm just a sensitive guy, right? But again, not seeing like this team's stars pull through and get it together for Quinn Hughes. Like, come on, like if you guys do that, we're winning games. Or again, this team just not playing connected. Like we've been missing that for a while, and that's not good enough. Like when you're not playing like a close group of brothers, you're as bad as the Buffalo Sabres. And it was just good to see this team react the way they reacted a couple days after Buffalo did nothing after Tage Thompson got crushed. And here we have Linus Karlsson getting speared or slashed or whatever, and Höglander standing up for him. And then it's Elias Pettersson, just getting into a scrum and people are defending him. It's like, I want to see that, man. Those things matter. Those things give me hope. And coinciding that with, again, the miracle that is Elias Pettersson, but also just the possibility of Thatcher Demko finding his game again. And I know Friday was an emotional day for Canucks fans, and Demko might have allowed 3 goals on 14 shots, or 3 goals on 15
4 goals
shots.
on 15, I think.
Was it 4 goals?
Oh, no,
the
2 empty
2
netters.
empty netters.
Two
So it's 3 on
yeah.
15. I think the third one's like a breakaway and or like that mini breakaway. And even people were criticizing that goal that he allowed, like on the mini breakaway.
Yeah.
Like, we're sensitive, but if I really look down at it, I'm like, dude, Demko's looked really good in what 7 of his last 9 periods. Like, dude, like I'm demanding for a superstar to return on the team, and it may not be Pettersson, but I'm down if it's Demko.
Yeah, and Demko's a huge wild card with the Canucks. I mean, I know he's certainly one of the biggest wild cards on the Canucks right now. I mean, just based on how much time he's missed, how up and down he's looked since his return. But I thought it would take longer for Demko to hit his stride. He could be hitting his stride here, like you said, 7 of the last 9 periods or whatever it's been. Have been pretty damn good against, Nashville, Dallas, and tonight against Colorado. He was flawless. You like to think that this is the return of Demko. And I mean, man, oh man, if this is the return of Demko, with Hughes and Demko and the floor of this team, like they are going to be a good team.
Yeah.
May not be a great team, but they're going to be a good team.
They're going to make the playoffs, man. Like bare minimum, if this team plays connected like that, and they have Quinn Hughes and good goaltending, like great goaltending, and then Marcus Pettersson, Philip Hronek, etc., they're going to make the playoffs. Like they're going to do it. I just see it happening. Again, just having that base layer of great goaltending, then also having one of the best players on your team, that makes you better than Calgary. Because Calgary's really relying on, depth and whatnot, like we kind of are, but they're also relying on Dustin Wolf doing his thing.
Yeah, 100%.
So we just have, again, Quinn Hughes playing at his best. And speaking of Quinn Hughes, like I definitely want to touch on this, and maybe this is going to be the last question, and unless we see something crazy going off in the comments, but we have to talk about this. I don't know if this is negative. I don't think it is, but I just want to ask: Is Quinn Hughes going to play against San Jose? Considering San Jose is not the strongest of teams, and Rick O'Shea asking, Norris cannot stay healthy. I think he's talking about Josh Norris because there's some talk about trading for Norris in the comments. But I'm kind of looking at Quinn Hughes with this comment too. Like, no, straight up, because he plays a lot of minutes and he's banged up right now, and he's going to play a lot of hockey. He's going to play a lot of hockey this year. A lot of hockey is going to be played while he's dealing with multiple injuries now too, with the tournament coming and whatnot. And I just want to know, like, how do you approach this injury thing? Because I think there's a chance you don't play him against San Jose, because this team should be able to beat San Jose without him.
Yeah, I think at this point, I mean, again, I think it's up to Quinn Hughes. This is Quinn Hughes' hockey team. I think if Quinn Hughes wants to play and he gets the clear from the I think he's smart enough to take it from the doctors if he's not good enough to go. But if Quinn Hughes wants to play and the doctors clear him to the point where he can't play, he's going to play. I don't really think it matters who the opponent is. Now, what's best for Canucks fans is that he just sits out the next 2, sit out the 4 nations, rest up, buddy. You worked hard. You've done great. But I don't see that happening. I think he's going to play at the 4 nations, and I'm not sure he's going to play one of the next 2 games, but it seems like he's around being a game time decision right now, just based on what happened in Detroit. Based on him, taking that kind of morning skate and not maybe practicing in full today, it seems like he's on the cusp. So I do think he's going to play in the 4 nations.
That's
but
true.
Who knows for the next couple games?
And he's a gamer. He knows his body. He knows what's really on the line here. And as much as he wants to, because I can't emphasize enough how important it is. And don't get me wrong, like the booing of the national anthem adds to this, but it's so important for the Americans to play Canada in a hockey game right now, because it's been so long, and the evolution of the sport in both countries in different ways. I mean, people like to talk about Canada being like worse at hockey, but it's like, is Cale Makar one of the best defensemen of all time by the time it's all said and done? Hell yeah. And is Connor McDavid the second best player of all time? Probably. And is Nathan McKinnon the 5th best player of all time when it's all said and done? Probably. And it's like Sidney Crosby is still, like, we still have a crazy team. I'm just saying in general, like, Quinn Hughes wants to play in that match. Like, he wants to give a U.S. a chance to go into the Olympics as like the top dog, and they want to see this work. And just the competitor in him knows that, and he is going to push to do it. But at the same time, if this injury was really, really that bad, I don't think he'd go, because I think he's a Canuck first. He's a captain. He's a leader. Like, you got to set that precedent. Yeah,
I think he's a smart guy. I think if he was not injured enough, that he wouldn't play. I agree. And it's really only 4 games max that you play in this tournament, right? Because it's round robin. Everyone plays each other once, so 3 games each, and then there's 1 championship game. So it's 3 games guaranteed, maybe a 4th game if you get to the championship round. But
that game against Canada, it's gonna. I feel like the game against Canada and the gold medal game are gonna feel like legitimate playoff games.
Yeah, and to your point, I think like going to this tournament, on paper, the U.S. is better. We'll get more into four nations. I think we got time to talk about it next week, but the U.S. on paper is better. But Canada certainly has a shot at winning. Like you said, they got arguably a couple of the best players in the world on their team. So you certainly can't count them out. It's gonna be interesting.
Can't count them out, man. Come on, man. Like again, it's gonna get rowdy, man. It's going to be more rowdy than we think. And again, just the political climate has a lot to do with it too. It's just gonna be funny.
Yeah,
it's gonna be intense. Now, just to carry on this point, just a little bit more before we get out of here, just because I want to hockey nerd out with you. Don't you think? Because you said you kind of wish, like, in a way, like, it'd be best for the Canucks if this guy did rest, right? But, like, can you think Quinn Hughes can get out of this tournament a better player? Just because he's going to be playing with some of the best and playing in more intense games. And, like, what if he finishes that tournament as the MVP of the tournament? Like, does he carry any of that swagger? Like, I don't know. Just, you never know. Like, these athletes like the sauce. They like that acknowledgement, right? And I don't think he's a guy that gets too high or too low, but like, he could feed off that in silence.
Yeah, it's hard for me to imagine him much better than he is right now. I guess that's why I had some pause, but I wouldn't put it past him, man. I certainly wouldn't. You're playing with a lot of talent on that team, but I think Quinn Hughes is going to be among one of the leaders on that team. So I'm not sure how much better he personally gets. He might make guys around him better, though.
I'm talking about him actually amongst all the best players playing game in and game out, minus like the Czech Republic people and the people from like Belarus and stuff. Like, I just think that if I'm not going to say easily is the best player, but if he's like second star or first star of the game in every game he plays, I think that cements what we've been saying over here on the West Coast for quite some time. And like that, he's the third best player in hockey or the fourth best player in hockey. It's like McDavid, Draisaitl, McKinnon, and Quinn Hughes.
Yeah. I think so. Makar probably rounds the top 5 for me.
Nah, Makar got shot out tonight. Come on, man. Makar.
Yeah, he's pretty damn good, though.
I know. He's good. Anyways, the Canucks, I don't know if they're pretty damn good, but they looked good today. And honestly, they have been pretty damn good in their last, again, is that 6 games? I think I'm correct. 6 games. And like, we can go into the Four Nations Cup break, possibly 6-1-1 in our last 8. And that's not a fluke. Oh, you got good goaltending. You got Kevin Lankinen doing this thing early in the season. No, it's like a well-deserved 6-1-1. So let's get that, man. And let's make the playoffs and let's eat some chicken wings in April. Trevor Begg, second best dad in the world, Kyle Bowen, over here at the Don't Doze Art Lab. If you like the episode, hit the like button. It really does help us out a lot. If you're listening on the podcast side, leave us a 5-star review. A lot of new faces there, or a lot more new ears there. We appreciate the time. And yeah, man. I'm happy, man. I'm happy again. I can't wait to call my girlfriend tonight. I haven't told her I loved her in like 10 days because the Canucks have just been losing. It's just like,
it's a tough time.
It's tough. It's hard. I'm just human, you know?
Yeah. Well, again, shout out to all the old listeners, the new listeners. Kyle, I love being inside people's ears, man. So there's nothing more that satisfies me.
Foreplay. You ever kiss your girl's ear?
In
the
inside of the ear.
I'm telling you, the best type of foreplay is, again, kiss your girl on the forehead. Kiss subtly, soft. You know?
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.